Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 13, Fan Reactions Live. So we are competing a little bit, I guess, with Talking Dead. Maybe you guys have Talking Dead going and you have this stream going as well. So feel free to chime in. These odd times of them doing Preacher and then Talking Dead late and then Talking Dead right after has kind of thrown me for a loop. We'll get it together by next week. So appreciate everybody being here and making a little extra time for us, and see your chats starting to show up and stream. There we go. We got everybody in here. So tonight we're going to talk about our ratings once again. We'll talk about some things that we liked about tonight's episode, and also see if it met the criteria that we've thrown out there. Some pretty good storylines, but I got to ask you guys, if you had to pick one thing just to react to tonight, what would what's the one thing that was probably the most eye-opening, or the thing that you're going to take away that your reaction was just like, wow? There were two moments in this that really jumped out to me, but just want to see what a couple of your thoughts were about tonight's episode. So go ahead, get them up there. Let's talk about a few things, and then I won't keep you totally from Talking Dead. We'll make this a little bit shorter stream tonight so you can catch the ending of it and definitely catch the preview for next week. Good. I will agree with that. Let me get the ending. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. I saw the ending of the episode was so exciting. Absolutely. She is, they're adding so many horror elements to this. You know, you've got sort of the stranded on the island, and then you've got, you know, weren't there like several movies where people have been chased by 18-wheelers? I can't think of the names of them, but I know there's many of them out there. There was one, it was like a horror movie where this truck was chasing them, then they ended up getting into a hotel, and then the trucker chased them there. That was kind of crazy. It had some elements of Jaws in it as well. Kind of made you feel that way, even though it was with a gator. So I would say if I had to pick one spot that would kind of my like lookout moment, it was well, I think it was the alligator scene. I know a lot of people love the ending, but when they were there on that camper and the water was starting to come in, I think it was just a little bit of you felt the despair, and for a moment, just for a moment, before Strand suggested they would swim back, I was like, we're in some trouble here. I didn't think they would lose anybody, but, you know, every once in a while a spoiler could be wrong. It was a little bit of a heart stopper, I guess. All right, I am not going to go line by line through, you know, the complete recap. We'll do that at another time. But as far as reactions, I'll say, well, I don't want to go completely negative. There were a couple negatives in the show tonight, but I'm going to stay with a solid. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask for your rating right now, because if I give my rating first, it tends to sway other people's ratings. So remember what you had a little bit earlier. Go ahead and give me a score right now from a 1 to a 10. How do you rate tonight's episode? Maybe the ratings will actually go up just a little bit more. Wasn't a holiday weekend, and it did have some pretty good stuff there. All right, now that I got the question out there, we'll see some of the scores roll in, and then I'll jump in and give you mine as well. Whoa, we got some good scores here. Samantha says 9.8, 8.5, 7.4, ooh, 6.5. A little bit low there, 8.5. Solid 8. I started with an 8.5. I'm going to stay with an 8.5. And I'll tell you why. There were a couple a little bit of repetition, and you know, sometimes when you try to make a point, you go a little bit overboard with the point, and that's why I said there's a fine line between coincidental and bad writing and a little bit crazy. But they are showing two different dynamics at the same time. So you see that Lucy has to get the alcohol to give it to someone. Strand has to find the alcohol to give it to himself. So you can see the characters that are their personality traits are coming out. Lucy says she has a lot to make up for. Morgan also says, I have a lot to make up for. So to me, that's just a little bit too much. And then, of course, the guy has a lot to make up for too. So you can see that there is a good, a evil, and then a gray area. And Strand is that gray area. He drinks to forget that he doesn't have anyone to drink with, or he drinks to remember who he used to drink with. I mean, that's more confusing than the time skip. I'm a little bit lost on that one myself. The reunion is badly needed, in my opinion. It is still this one highway that they just seem to be stuck on, and they happen to find the mile markers and meet up. I'm okay with that, even though that would probably be like a needle in a haystack. They do have radios. I almost wanted to give small points to the, last week the radio died with June and Al, and this week the battery died. So the horn battery dies when they get halfway across. So that was like the ultimate in coincidence. So I didn't think that was bad writing. I thought this is just so typical of Fear the Walking Dead. Every week there's going to be something like that. And it was a little bit different. So I neither gave extra points or took away points from that, even though it was like right when they got in the middle of the lake, right when they needed the horn the most, and then the battery died. Yeah. Unique. I don't know that I would say unique walkers or unique walker kills. I mean, I'd already scored in the wheelchair. I'd already scored in the gator. The gator just munching on all of them. The tumbling truck I thought was decent. That added a little bit of drama too. And what was that? Actually, you know what? What was it that was stuck through the walker's head in the truck? Was that like his arm? Was that like his own bony, like his forearm? Did you guys catch that? Because if so, it looked like either some type of bone, either his leg, was it a branch? I'm going to go back and watch it again. So I will do this. I'll reserve the right. If that walker killed himself with one of his own arms, I will give it another quarter of a point. If it's from a tree, no. But that would have been epic if they did all those tumbling, rolling over the truck, and then like the walker's thigh actually is what killed the walker. That would be like walker suicide, which would be unique. I don't know that that's been done. Maybe. If that has been done and you remember from The Walking Dead, then leave that in your comments as well. I can't remember that. But that would qualify as the unique that we look for. And I did think that dreadlock lady, there were a few hints in there. So you've got, what was the dude's name? Like his official name, Clayton. So you've got Clayton, who was the truck driver. The lady with the dreadlocks. Do we want to go out on a limb and go out on a limb? Get it, Brant? Do we want to say that was his significant other, and he left her behind while he was out driving the truck? I don't know. Maybe we'll get the backstory. Could be his wife. Could be his dispatcher for the trucking company. Maybe she sent him out a little too far and he didn't get back to see his family. I mean, he said he kind of wanted to leave everything behind, though. And then he had a lot to make up for. So it is very, I think next week we'll add an irony category. Because it is very ironic that he wanted to help because he had some things to make up for. Morgan wants to help because he has some things to make up for. And Lucy wants to help because she has some things to make up for. And Alicia. So the common theme here is at least 4 or 5 people on the show are really doing the exact same thing. All right. So, as I said, I'm not going to go through a complete recap. I got some thoughts here. I'm just going to read a couple of your comments, a couple of your thoughts, and see what your reactions to tonight's show was. So, Real Dave Doherty, I'm going out on a limb, saying that alcohol will kill Strand this season. You know, if he drinks enough, Dave, the lack of alcohol might actually be what does him in. I will say that Strand is a much, I mean, he can be rude, but he was not even willing to go out on the makeshift boat until he had a couple drinks. So it'll be interesting to see the correlation between how Strand acts when he is drinking. I mean, he was drinking when he went to help John in the first place. And he was willing to risk his life for it. Yeah, and Steph, that might have been a sobering experience when they were out on the boat and it started sinking. And maybe that's when, you know, he's like, I'm not going to stay here. Shoot your gun. I'm saving myself. So the one point I do want to make, and I had a little bit of a problem with this in season 7. I guess they kind of had to do it. They had to split people up. But anytime they do these shows where they split people up too much, it's just not the same. It's not as good. The majority of the episodes, when they're all back together, that's when you got some events that happen. That's when you got some serious killing and some dire straits that they can get out of. So I am pretty happy that most of the crew is getting back together. Now they just have to find a way to get Strand and John off that island. I tell you though, that's a heck of a storm that it turned it into an island. That was a serious hurricane. And once again, we're back doing reaction videos. If you're tuning in late, if you could all just do me a favor, hit that like button, comment, get your comments involved. Once this video goes live, make sure you leave some comments to that as well. As I said, it's not going to be a long stream tonight. We're going to go a few more minutes, get a couple more thoughts on this video, and then we'll do a little bit more. We're going to do Walking Dead tomorrow, and we'll do a little bit of recap with this as well. If you guys, there'll be bits and pieces of the episode. And I think kind of closing thoughts, it did in the preview for next week, did you see anybody not there? Is there a chance that someone got gunned down? I saw Morgan. Is it possible maybe Lucy got taken out? The next week's preview just went by really quickly. Just waiting for a couple comments here. Everyone's there. You know, I think that would have been a good time to end Lucy's story. How many think that the Sharpie lady gunning down Lucy would have been good closure to her story. Look, she helped the guy. She found the beer. She even made the beer cold. That's, she's free. Now we can have some closure. We get a couple people that agree. You know, I haven't been a fan of Lucy the last few episodes. I know she went through a lot and, you know, just kind of playing the music and being careless. And now she wanted to help and she did help. I just thought it would have been a good, you know, if you're going to kill somebody, that would be a good way to do it. What I don't want to happen is I just don't want there to continue to be an underlying animosity between somebody and Charlie. I'm ready to move on past the Charlie resentment. And I think if there's somebody that's going to hold like a mini grudge, it's going to be Lucy. If that lady missed from point blank range, I know they ducked, but she's definitely from the Rick Grimes School of Shooting. Okay, a couple more thoughts I just want to get in this video, and once again, I will go back and research to see if that was truly a walker arm or a walker leg that killed that walker with all the flips. Maybe it was a branch. It'd be so much more cooler if it was a body part. And the last question I'm going to ask the group, and then we'll wind the stream down. From a scale of 1 to 10, how evil is Sharpie Lady at this point? What we'll do is we're going to keep a barometer of whether or not she can become more hated. Morgan said he was going to help her. Michael says, Kills, do you think they will kill the Sharpie Lady and try to help her in the finale? Kind of what, yeah, what I was just mentioning. Ooh. So we do actually have a fairly hated villain. I like this. I like to see all the 10s and 9s and pretty high scores. So, yeah, I mean, not many people are coming in saying, you know what? Okay, just out of comparison. From a 1 to a 10. What was the governor on The Walking Dead? I just want to compare it to the governor. Because these scores are really high. And she's only been in a couple episodes. I love that we have a villain. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. I mean, she's got a ways to go, but at least we are seeing her for what she is. So I'm enjoying that. And we will talk about that a little bit more tomorrow night, because I do want to do like a villain stream and just talk about some of the different characteristics. But the fact that she can try to undo all the good that's been going, you know, when we first saw that, we were waiting to see how bad she could be or how evil she could be. And the fact that she can just poison innocent people, that she kills people. I mean, did you see her stick that thing through that lady's neck in the preview? Wow, that was sick. So she just has no remorse whatsoever. You know, whereas with Mel, it was like you're trying to give Mel the benefit of the doubt. There's nothing about this lady that you can give her the benefit of the doubt. All right. And one last question for the group before we wind the stream down. Morgan said that they were going to pick up all their people and they were going to help her. There's 3 episodes left. Will she kill someone close to Morgan? She's got him on the run now. So I think a lot of people think that's the next big play, is she's going to find a way to get rid of somebody. And I don't think it's going to be Beer Boy. Not going to be Beer Boy. Because who cares about him? I think it's going to be Lucy. I absolutely agree. I think before the end of the season, I think Sharpie Lady will kill Lucy. All right, everybody, we are going to wind this down. This is our reaction video. I'm going to let you guys all get back to Talking Dead and also see next week's preview. And I want to appreciate, just say thank you to everybody. Just made 20, 30 minutes just to jump in, give your reactions. We will be back tomorrow night at 9:30. It's going to be a full slate, a full week of chat, debates, predictions, spoilers, all of the above. And what was there? And one more reminder. We are going to ramp up our sports streams next Saturday and Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I'll update all you guys on that tomorrow night at 9:30 toward the end of that video. All right, give me a quick 9 and 9, everybody, so I can get some shout-outs. And once again, if you've not slapped that like button, if you've not stranded that like button, gatored the like button, whatever we're going to call it this week, come up with a catchy name, then do it right now. Give me a whole bunch of 999s. I'm going to give some shout-outs on the way out the door. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you being here. I want to say what's up to Chris Rainig. Who else we got? We got Toledo in the house. Carol Stevens, have a good night. Rhonda DeLuca, thank you. Timothy Lamora. My moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, Nether Fox, Bumblebee Brown, Golden Arms, DJ Dimestott, Darlene Rainig, Donna Sowards, Holly B, Samantha Coombs, have a good night. Fluff, Hippo in the house, thank you. Lisa Smith, Peggy Sullivan, thank you. Appreciate all your reactions tonight. If I didn't get a chance to call on, just keep in mind, it's included in this video. So people will watch the playback, they'll see the stream, and they'll comment on your comments, but also leave comments on their comments. Newfield 12, thank you so much. And also, I got one more announcement, and I forgot to add this. So we do have a brand new Patreon, and it just reminded me when we're streaming up there, and I will get it added to the next video as well. But do want to say special thank you to Crystal Newfield as well. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support, and I'll get it added to the Patreons up in the top corner by the time we do the stream tomorrow night. Real Dave Doherty, Home Flaherty, Lakeisha, thank you so much. Who else we got here? Villar, thank you. The Walking Dead Nerd. All my sponsors up there. You guys can see them. The 999 Army. If you guys are on social media, if you are on Facebook, then join the Walking Dead 999 Army. Hang out with us a little bit. And also you'll see when we add streams and when we take streams down as well. And I probably missed a ton of shout-outs. But everybody, get back, watch Talking Dead, and I will see you all tomorrow at 9:30. Peace.